The Pearl Harbor
Pearl
attack.
Harbor, yeah. That changed
Did
everything.
America have knowledge that was going to happen, and did they allow it to happen?
I don't believe
in order to.
They allowed it to happen, but not in the sense of what you're talking about. As far as I'm aware, they didn't believe that Japan. Remember, no nation has ever attacked America.
Okay.
It's always them doing the warring, even up to that point.
Mm-hmm.
So they didn't really believe that Japan would ever attack them.
Okay.
It was, they just thought, oh, let's monitor it because that's our job to do it, to monitor it. But they never really thought. They thought that they would be a threat to the Pacific Islands. They never thought they would be a threat. No one would ever dare. Plus, remember, America's racist.
Mm-hmm.
So they're systematically racist. So it's a situation of can't really, expect to beat us. They're not going to really invade us. It wouldn't be attack us. It would be an invasion they would expect to happen, and they never thought they would do it.
Some people say that popular opinion for America entering the war was so low that they needed a reason, a casus bellum, in order to enter the war, and Pearl Harbor was just that. And even in recent times, people said that we want to intervene in the Middle East, but we need a Pearl Harbor type event in order to do it, and they got it in the form of 9/11. The question being, did people have full knowledge of 9/11 and allow it to happen?
What do you mean allow it? What do you mean? Because there's two different topics going on there. What do you mean allow Pearl Harbor to happen? I'm sorry. What do you mean allow 9/11 to happen?
Well,
you're saying it like 9/11, like Osama bin Laden done 9/11.
Did he?
No, he didn't.
Well, he was an American agent anyway.
Yes, he was.
So
well, I don't know if he was an American agent, but one thing's for sure, he was definitely being assisted by America during the Russian-Afghan war. He was supplied Stinger missiles, etc., to be used in Afghanistan, and he was the main person to be supplied. So the point of the matter is I don't believe that Osama bin Laden done it. I think many people don't believe that. It was an inside job, just like when Nero burnt down Rome and blamed it on the Christians.
Okay.
It's a repeat of that historical point. And yes, I agree that it was done with the view that we could now press the war against the Arab, which is what's happened, because Europe, apart from France, I don't think any European country had a problem with Arab terrorists or Muslim terrorists in any set fact. I believe that France did, and I know for a fact they did, because they had they've been suffering with Algerian and Tunisian and mainly these countries. Terrorists for a while, hijacking planes, etc. I know I was stranded in France for 4 months during 1994 because of it.
Wow.
Right, I was stranded there, and then I was on my way back, and I got all planes were delayed from Charles de Gaulle Airport due to this situation. And you may have seen footage on the TV sometimes. They show it of the pilot jumping out of the cockpit. Mm-hmm. You may not have seen that. Right, the planes, and he jumps out of the cockpit, and then obviously security forces go and grab him. And that was that actual incident.
Right.
Yeah. So I know France has always had a problem with his Muslim terrorists.
Is that because of
so has Russia in the form of Chechnya.
Well, Russia has
Chechnya's had a problem since the 1800s with them, because they've had an issue with Chechnyan separatists for a while. Yeah.
Dagestan.
Yeah. Via you had Shamil. Mm-hmm. Shamil, which was the Chechen leader. Okay. Or Shamil, I think you would call him, and he resisted. He done a guerrilla war against the Russians I believe, for something like 40 years.
Putin has somehow made peace in Chechnya.
I'm glad to hear it.
15 years ago, it was sieges in schools and
that's right, sieges in opera houses,
terrible things going on. When going back to Saudi Arabia, when Russia were hosting the Winter Olympics in Sochi, at the time Saudi Arabia were looking to get Russia on board with their plans for Syria and regime change and supporting the rebels. And Saudi Arabia said to Russia, if you support us in our venture in Syria, we will guarantee there will be no terrorist attacks in your Winter Olympic Games. What does that mean?
Wow.
That's what they said. That's not conspiracy theory, that's not fake news. Russia said, support us and there will be no terrorist attacks at your Winter Olympic Games.
Saudi Arabia told Russia,
yeah,
there will be no terrorist attacks at your Winter Games if you support us in Syria.
Yeah.
So whose side is Saudi on?
Exactly.
Is Saudi on the Assad side? No. They're not on Assad's side because Saudi is against Iran, isn't it?
Saudi, yeah, exactly. And they'd love to see the back of Assad.
So why
Russia is standing in the way?
So what did they want Russia to help them with?
Toppling Assad and not propping him up, which
they refused.
Which Russia has done. Assad has clung on to power because of Russia and the Russian intervention and the contribution of Hezbollah, the Lebanese faction, supported by Iran as well. So you got Iran, Russia and Bashar al-Assad all on one side and the rest of the world against them, basically. So if you're an American and Al-Qaeda is so-called America's enemy, they attacked America on 9/11, who would you want to win in Syria if it's Al-Qaeda versus Hezbollah, who've never attacked America, against Iran, who've never attacked America?
It depends on what side of the fence you're sitting, isn't it?
Well, it seems that America have been on the side of the fence of Al-Qaeda. Because the factions that are toppling Bashar al-Assad now, or fighting against him, are Jabhat al-Nusra, Jaysh al-Hur. I'm
going to tell you something.
They're all factions of Al-Qaeda.
I'm going to tell you something.